We're here, dude!
I told you.
Should I give him a pull?
Just get the left lane and pass everyone.
FD Stl, about to go up for our first practice session. Super stoked. We just got to watch, like, I don't know, probably an hour of Pro 1. We're gonna go out there, we're gonna do our best, see how we do. That's it. So, just finished practice a little while ago, got a little bit of work on the car. Rome came over, gave us a lot of tips, actually lent us some parts. We're gonna hopefully get this thing a little bit more dialed in. Car felt great out there. We were, 4 or 5 laps in, really feeling comfortable, really picking up the speed, but we're just trying to dial in a little bit more grip so we can just get a little bit faster in the corners. We're holding the zones though. Everything's going pretty well so far, so let's see how she goes.
Right now, at a 412. We don't have gear. 53 set. In third gear, yeah.
That's the top of
for Stuke,
No.
a boy from Drift, Colorado. We traveled halfway across the country just to drive against each other again. This happens all the time.
Championship. You can see the St. Louis Arch off in the distance as we are just across the Mississippi here in Illinois, but we're live from St. Louis in the Midwest, the gateway to a crazy beginning of a Formula Drift 2020 season.
COVID has wrecked the world in so many ways and had a huge impact on the sport of drifting.
It's almost been a year since we've seen drifting back. All these amazing drivers were practicing social distance off the track, but definitely not on the track. Josh coming to us from Denver, Colorado, and Stuke from Lakeville, Minnesota, and here they go right from the start line, jumping right back into it. Thank you for clarification on the fans here in the building. Nice job there. Again, those BMWs, and it looks like almost a duplicate of what we just saw. Loving the track. You can see those front wheels stopping. Ooh, Stuke applying the pressure. That Mspek Performance S chassis. Love, great transition, but Stuke not being wavered at all, man. Love the pressure being applied there, and that was a really good just check up, allow him to transition and get right to the door. I don't know what Love is saying to his vehicle, but definitely excited and feeling that one.
Yeah, I am actually really happy with the performance of both these guys, and from the first battle here, Pro 2 kicking things off in a pretty strong way. Josh Love, Daniel Stuke, Josh Love, our lead driver out. Coming down that front straight, very short run up, but look at that, very deep into that outside zone, a little bit tighter line there by Stuke. Love back around, filling that outside zone perfectly, locking up the front wheel. Stuke keeping the pressure on side by side as they leave that inside clip, but Love really giving him a great opportunity to chase because he's got an awesome line here. Now he does come up a little bit short. He goes inside the outside zone, then falls out, and then goes back in again, but Daniel Stuke looking like a solid chase driver, Jared, really keeping the proximity close. Couple little tiny mistakes, but we really love to see that proximity, and we know that the judges do as well. You don't give him that amount of room that you should have learned in from run one, then maybe that's going to have an impact on the chase driver and how the judges judge.
Wow, another variable thrown into the equation. Daniel Stuke getting all the way to the outside edge of the track. Stuke now coming in tight. Taking that, you can see him wrap. Ooh, Love way too tight around that. So that's what you say, take into consideration that lead driver. Now they don't really have a record to go off of here going against each other. And we talked about that outside zone on the last outside zone. Stuke actually went beyond that. You can see it looks like he tapped the wall there on initiation on that last outer zone. Remember, the striped area, that is the edge of the course, not the literal edge of the course where the asphalt meets the grass. So keep that in mind. With Stuke going even deeper than he needed to be, that's essentially going off course, Ryan. So here we are taking a look at the replay up in the sky. You can see the arch off in the distance. Now Stuke out front, Love and chase.
Yeah, does a pretty good job in his lead run there. Big angle coming out outside zone 1. Here he is into outside zone 2. Just comes up a little bit short there, but watch Love in the background right here, or right on that inside cliff. Goes way off course and really did not capitalize on an opportunity for a good lead run by Love by Stuke out front. So this is a much tougher battle here this time, Jared. You're seeing this big mistake here.
Yep.
By Love in the chase position. Unfortunately, he was able to get back on
Stuke
it
here.
And then Stuke, as he gets into this outside zone, he's going to fill it. He's going to drop one tire there and pretty much stay on course. So I think the judges are really going to be weighing how big of that off course on that inside clip it was there and how did it impact the overall run.
Man, I thought Stuke actually hit the wall on that last outer zone, but no, it was the cone that actually took out that tail light. And like I said, Stuke getting aggressive there. Love was that kind of similar to that of Power. And here we go. Looks like Love gets the advantage from, I believe, Eggert. Daniel Stuke gets Ryan Lontaine's vote, and one more time. So it's a split decision here, Ryan. On the bottom. Here we go with this one more time. We got Love will be leading. Love will show you the way as Daniel Stuke gives chase. Stuke trying to get stoked out here. Where are the Love fans at? Show the love for Love. Transitioning, massive angle there. Like I said, getting the first run jitters out of the way, the first battle jitters. Looks like they're tightening up. Love throwing some more angle at it, really tight to that front flip. Really impressed with how Stuke allows the transition in front of him and then jumps right to the side of Love. Doesn't get all the way out there, but does have that proximity, Ryan. Really exciting. Love, you know what? Sometimes I just want to lay out and listen to these hot rods. Look at Love saying, hey, there you go.
Yeah, really loving the natural audio coming in here. It gives you an idea of when these guys are on and off throttle. And obviously that's really important because there's very few areas on this course other than the transitional areas where drivers will make those adjustments. Now let's take a look at Love out front. Gets a good jump here, but Stuke does not want to let him get away. Nice snappy initiation there. Stuke on a slightly tighter line. Love out front, and then Stuke dives in. See that correction from Stuke? Keeping the pressure on. It looks like he's a really great chase driver in terms of proximity, but is he able to match and mimic the line, the transitions? Here, Love again goes deep into that outside zone, pretty much finishes it strong. Stuke is right there with them. But overall, let's take a look at this one more time from this angle here. Through this inside clip, you saw that a little bit of adjustment with the front wheels from Stuke. Getting into that outside zone, Stuke trying to follow the line. He transitions a bit earlier, and it does cause him to be on the inside portion of the line, so not completely following that driver all the way out.
The second half of this one more time battle, Stuke will lead. Love will give chase. Achilles tire, the official tire, Pro 2. Wow, look at Stuke swinging it wide already out of the gate, taking out those cones, now transitioning into that front clip. Both of them just wrapping around, not touching with it at all. Now into that final outside zone, Stuke fills all of it. Definitely want to see the different angle. Love seeing the different angles for the judge's perspective, right? But fresh out of the gate, Ryan, I think, like I said, the nerves potentially got to them on that first battle.
Well, that's a great thing about drifting. You know, these guys are just on the edge of being out of control, and sometimes mistakes happen. This battle, though, from the one more time, both drivers kind of cleaned it up. We're still seeing great proximity. Big initiation there by Stuke out front, dropping those tires. Love, looks like a little bit of a love tap there as they come into the inside clip here. Stuke out front. Let's see the line that he draws. Tiny, tiny bit of lack of angle coming into that third outside zone, and Love adjusting well here, closing up that rear section and staying on that line, and that was a little bit of a point of difference there. Seeing back around to this inside clip. Watch Stuke out front, slight little angle adjustment there, but the angle stays pretty locked in there by Love. He gives himself a little bit of room to transition, and then he follows the line pretty well. You can see that Stuke goes into the outside zone a bit late. So Love is trying to make the moves that Stuke is making, and the judges really do appreciate that. So great battle once again, and another tough call.
Yeah, real tough one. Really, like we said, just excited to see drifting, but the Pro 2 gentlemen and ladies stepping up here. Love gets the win. Love does get the win, and it is unanimous. Love gets the win, taking out Daniel Stuke.
Let's fucking go.
First
battle down. First battle in FD. Went one more time with one of my great friends, Dan Stuke. I didn't know who was going to take that. I honestly thought it was going to be him. He thought it was going to be me. The judge just said it went my way. That's how she goes. So stoked. Stoked.
Really looking forward to see how Josh adapts here to this veteran of Andy Haley.
Andy Haley initiates in that first outer zone. Love has been on the course before. Man, you can barely see the backside of that great-looking E30, but Andy Haley almost getting into that tire wall. Not the proper line that I believe the judges are looking for. We'll have to look at it from different angles, but he was flirting with that tire. Oh, and checks up, almost gets a love tap, literally, in the back end of the Haley E30. Like I said, I just love that it's love versus hate lead.
Yeah, and we'll definitely want to take a look at the replay here because there was
Dope.
2 sizable mistakes from Andy Haley, and one of them was in an area where the line was really unorthodox from Haley. Let's see if we can determine what happened here. He gets a really fast initiation, but he pulls off that outside zone, so he's on a tighter line here. Now, when he comes up to this second outside zone, you can see that it was a very late transition, pushing him out very wide. Now, good adjustment by Love. He's keeping him in his sights here, but he's not getting too close to possibly make some mistakes. And Haley is very fast, but it's that mistake right there that is going to give Haley an incomplete on run number 1, and this is going to give Love a really sizable advantage going into his lead run.
All right, so seeing a lot of fans watching in, hashtag FDSTL. All right, so sideways 10 SS, what's going on? Second run of the Royal Purple, top 16. Royal Purple synthetic oil, the official oil of Formula Drift. Josh Love makes through the chicane. Andrew Haley drops into formation. Really on the door of Love is Andy Haley. Watch how he transitions here, that front clip. Andy diving in on the E36. Now Haley transitioning. Let's see how they handle this last outside zone. Love gets deep. Haley like the pressure, but I want to see that different angle because Haley was right there on the door. Round of applause for these guys. Really well done. Clean run there by Love. You can see the confidence building with him going from 32 to the one more time. Now here's in the 16, going against the vet, Andy Haley.
Yeah, really excited about Josh Love. And Andy Haley did have a good comeback on run number 2 in his chase position, but look at how deep Josh was into the first outside zone. Pretty decent on that second outside zone, maintaining pretty solid consistency through this section of the course. And in the last part, which becomes very challenging to get to that outside zone, you can see he's right at the edge there. Haley really tightening it up, keeping the pressure on. But remember, going back to that first run, it is incomplete for Haley, so he was hoping that Josh was going to make a big enough mistake, either by him putting pressure on Josh Love or Josh making a mistake independently, and that did not happen.
I'm trying to think of the song. Isn't it ABBA that sings How Deep Is Your Love? Right? Am I correct in saying? Well, there's a Calvin Harris version of it. Yeah, the Bee Gees. The Bee Gees. So how deep is Josh Love in that outer zone? Right? No, you don't like my puns? Jason, our audio guy. But there it is. How deep is your love? Well, deep enough because Josh Love is moving on, and it is unanimous. Unfortunately for Andy Haley from Malibu, California, is knocked out.
What are we doing?
We're just living the dream. FD Stl. Just went in for my second battle. First battle of top 16 with Andy Haley. He pulled on me hard in his lead, but unfortunately for him, he had an engine power failure issue. He lost power, he went off track, so we just kept it together. Barely dropped a couple zones on that lead run, but ultimately kept it together, got the win. So move on to the next one.
Wadman.
Yeah, Love had to go through Stuke, and then we just saw most recently Haley, and Wadman took out Lynn, and now Dustin Miles, and here we go. Looks like a restart.
Cone.
This is, okay, a cone was knocked down as I was rattling off. So, yeah, like I said, Wadman had to go through Joe Lynn, Dustin Miles, and now here he is going against Love. Who do you have?
You know, I think
seeing what they've, how they've gotten here.
They both have battled people pretty much all the way through, right? I don't think that either of them have had a bye. So they've been working hard throughout this competition so far. You can see the path to where they are now, and just getting a little bit of a rough start there, get that strike. I don't think anybody will strike out today, but the nerves as we get deeper into competition, certainly playing a role here, as Josh Love will be our lead driver and try this one more time.
Love will be out front. Wadman in the chase position. A cone was hit, hence the restart. We've only seen one ever 3 strikes and you're out of there, and that was in, oh, did we see 2?
Somebody claimed 2. I know the one you're talking about in
Yeah,
Canada,
the one was
right?
in Canada, yeah. So here we go. Love out front. Big initiation from Love. Seems that he is rising to the occasion once again. Love wraps it around that inside flip. Wadman looking very loose in the back. Now brings it in that final outside zone. Wadman and Love powers all the way through. That's the proper line. You kind of want to bring it up. You don't want to throw the block there as you cross the finish line.
It was a big e-brake pull there at the end by Love to kind of save himself from going off course. He handled it pretty well there, but again, the speed coming out of outside zone 3, just incredible. As we take a look at this again, getting out of that first outside zone, both drivers pretty close together here. Josh Love hits that second outside zone, but Wadman driving right next to him, trying to mimic that angle. Love on the throttle, full smoke. Little bit of shimmy there from Wadman in the chase position coming through this last section. And you can see a great job by Josh getting to that outside zone. Wadman following closely here. Here it is from another angle as we watch both drivers cross over. You can see good mimic there. Josh mashing the throttle, a little bit of an adjustment there as we pointed out from Wadman. And then through this final outside zone, he fills it right to the edge, just drops a tire. Wadman kind of cuts up a little bit. He's not able to fill the zone completely, but still the proximity was there, and a very exciting run by both drivers as we see the smoke finally clearing from this course.
Yeah, a little bit of wind breeze, not much, but supposedly it's going to get hotter tomorrow and into Sunday. I know there's a heat wave. It seems like it's been a heat wave the last few weeks, man, as Ryan's getting tranced out. Great tan, though, Ryan. You look great. Looks like we got another restart here. Looks like Wadman jumped the light. No cones were hurt in the making of the start. Matt Sopa on a ropa, that's what we call him, you know. Got a couple giggles here up in the judging booth, so that's good. That's what really, at the end of the day, I just want people to have a good time.
You want people to be happy.
I love Joy.
Yeah, me
Wow.
too.
Reverend Lovejoy. He's a good dude. Simpsons character, right? Reverend Lovejoy. All right, so Wadman, Josh Love. Here we go. Let's see if we get a clean start. You can see the lights right in between both of them. They're all on and now extinguished. And when there's extinguisher, oh, and look at, so as a chase driver, you can't hit the cone. It's the lead driver that will restart it. As we transition through, Wadman, wide swing, but whoop, brings it on back. He lassos that front clip and brings it on back. As now into that final outer zone, Wadman and Love and Wadman. Love almost giving him a bit of love tap,
Man,
but does not. What do you think?
These guys are no joke.
I saw you shaking your head, man.
Another great battle here. I mean, we usually expect to see some separation from Pro 2 drivers, but almost every battle has had some semblance of proximity, or in this case, just a very tight battle all the way through. Look at that, initiating together. That's
Yes.
Pro 1 level type stuff. As Wadman in the lead position clears that second outside zone, Josh Love right there on the inside. Super stoked to see how great these guys are doing. Very wide sweep there for Wadman. Here comes Josh on the inside, trying to close the door. Last section of that outside zone. Incredible job there by Josh. And Wadman just smooth on that first outside zone. Very clearly can be seen there
Feeling all of it from start to finish.
how
man.
deep he was, how consistent it was. The initiation was nice. Little tap there on that inside clip from Josh, but just barely. And man, these guys are really putting on a show for us here today, Jared. And these haven't been easy calls, but the judges have been confident, you know, with what they've brought so far. We've seen a couple split decisions, but overall, man, these Pro 2 drivers are absolutely incredible here in the 2020 season.
All right, waiting for the judge's verdict. Who's going against Brusky in the final four? You can see Love waiting there in the wings. Wadman in the S14. Got the Super Doof kit there, the 2F Performance on Wadman's vehicle. Let's see the Super Doof sticker on the back windscreen. Shout out to Paco and Chris Soren. What's up, fellas? AZ holding it down. Okay, so Ryan, of course, the announcer's curse. You're like, all right, you know, hey, do you need to see any replays? No, feeling confident. All right, well, you know what? As just as you say that, they would like to see a side-by-side replay here. So again, that side-by-side. BC Racing, the official suspension of Formula Drift. Go for gold. Who's going to be going for gold here? Who's going into the Final Four? Ryan?
Well, here it is. Get a good look at it now as we take a look at the side-by-sides. Different angles between both the right and the left, but giving you a good idea of what this looks like. But we're seeing here Wadman in the lead position on both runs. So this is every angle of Wadman
yep.
in the lead position. And what the judges are going to want to see is with Love in the lead position on one versus the other. And that'll give that side-by-side.
Yeah, that's fine. No, you're fine.
All right, so, and as the judges are requesting, again, the side-by-side ideally with the alternating drivers leading. And here we go. It looks like the judges say no more, fam. Here we go. Wadman gets the vote from Chris Ewell. Lontaine says Love, and Brian Eggert says Josh Love. Josh Love, 2-1, gets the Love and moves on to the Final Four. A great showing by Wadman, but looks like Mr. Love, Josh Love, moves on. So we got Love versus Brusky, newer BMW, ESSA Autosports prepared BMW, going against the Love E36. We are getting thumbs up from both the guys. Here we go, Sopa on Europa, about to send it. Our first battle of the Final Four. And here we go, Brusky diving in, Love into formation. A little bit later initiation from Love. Flicks it back in that second outer zone. Nice job by Brusky. Love not as aggressive as I've seen in the previous battles, and Brusky running away with it. Let's see if Love can bring it on in. Ooh, man, he almost got to the side, that back left quarter panel of Brusky, but he comes out unscathed. So, Ryan, let's take a look at it again here. What are you thinking?
Well, that's that surging attack towards the end that we tend to see when drivers feel like they're falling back behind, leaving outside zone 3. And that was the first time I've seen Love a little bit shooken up there. He didn't get the greatest jump or deep into that first outside zone. Brusky, very consistent. You can see how smooth he is, hitting that inside clip, getting into outside zone 3. Love trying to chase him down. Brusky actually tapped the wall there. And then you can see that surging attack by Love towards the last section of the course. Watch Brusky here. Let's see if we can catch him tapping the wall. He holds it together really well.
Yeah, from that original angle, I did not see it. Looks like our drone shot gets
smoked out. But that was a great lead run by Brusky. Love had a couple little mistakes, fell behind a little bit, but now he's going to move to that lead position here, and Brusky will have to chase him down. Here's that second look. Let's see if we can, as you get out of that second outside zone, coming through into the third, you can see Love having a tiny struggle there, and then watch on this transition, there's going to be a little tap right there.
Yeah.
You see that? Just taps it, but he made it look good.
Yeah,
made it look good.
A little more than a little, so like maybe a schmedium.
Yeah.
But then it didn't affect the attitude of the vehicle too much.
That's correct. Yeah, the attitude kind of stayed in there. It was almost unnoticeable, but nonetheless, obviously the judges will take that into account.
Josh Love out front, Brusky, Belarus in the BMW. ISC suspension. Listen to these things purr. Love initiates. Brusky, great proximity from him, transitioning out into that front clip. Love, you can see locking him up, brings it around. Brusky tapping the inside clip, doesn't knock it all the way over. Now into that final outer zone, Love does not get in the wall, but Brusky, you can hear Love and those guys lifting a little bit to get into that final zone.
So Love trying to charge back here, put down that lead run that's going to give him a good shot. We have seen a number of one more times this event so far, and they've been all deserving in my opinion. Here's Love approach to the outside zone. Early initiation. Brusky right on him as Love leaves the first. Into the second. Good transition. Nice mirroring by Brusky. Brusky surging forward and pulls back a little bit, but keeping the pressure on Love as he transitions. Beautifully executed by Love right at the edge of outside zone number 4. And a great lead run overall for Love as he comes back here, taking the fight to Dmitry Brusky, and Brusky surging for their kind of Daigo Saito-esque there to try to gain proximity, but wasn't matching the angle completely on that inside clip. Now Brusky comes back, stays tight there, but it's a great lead run that allows that by Josh Love. So good battle overall, another tough one for the judges here.
Okay, so who's going to the finals? Who's going to the consolation third place battle? See what you got, fellas. Talking to you, the judges. Chris Yule, Ryan Lontaine, and Brian Eggert. Here is another replay for the judges to scrutinize, analyze, and eventually deliberate.
Eye in the sky here. This is where I thought Brusky got a little bit, a tiny bit less angle there as he kind of tightened up. It's a great chase run. I mean, we're kind of splitting hairs here now, but Love out front, beautiful execution on that final outside zone, and really for the majority of his lead run, did not make too many mistakes. So let's go to the judges and find out who's moving on.
Eventually, we'll find out who wins, but are we? One more time from Chris Yule, and it's a one more time battle. So we are seeing uno más tiempo from Brusky and Love. So we are back at it again for the Brusky and Love, and we'll go over to the other side of the battle. So Mata and Hurst. Lights are on, you can see them there right between the drivers. The sun is setting, so when they double back and come back the way after that first front clip, they are looking into the sun. A big initiation there by Brusky. Love not as deep as Brusky, and there they go into that front clip. Oh, Brusky allowing Love to get right next to him. And now into that final outside zone, Brusky going very deep, and Love.
That time, Brusky tapped the wall more than somewhat noticeable.
Right.
And I think it's going to play a role in what happened after the fact, Jared. So this is where we get into the fun part of drifting.
Split hairs.
How did this accident take place? And we are seeing a little bit of damage. It was very clear that Brusky did hit the wall on the transition to outside zone 4. But let's look at the first half of the battle. Brusky blasting out. Love sticking with him here. Nice transition there in the pocket by Love. Super tight. Great job there by both drivers. Brusky, very consistent in outside zone 3. Very close to the wall. Taps it right there. Big e-brake pull. Lots of angles. Starts slowing down as Love comes up on the inside. So was Love on the wrong line, or did Brusky start slowing up? That is pretty much the essence of what will tend to be a controversial call no matter which way you go. Trying to find a way to point blame for who caused this. There is Brusky tapping the wall, and you can see Love is on a tighter line there. Brusky does slow down. Now, we have what we have in the series this year, what's called a collision chart. And we follow that step by step depending on what ingredients of a collision took place. So the judges will be walking through the steps to say, hey, you know, was this contact in a decel zone? Yes or no? Okay, was it initiated by the lead driver? Was the lead driver on the right line? Was the chase driver on the right line? And it's essentially a path that takes you to a result that over time, the results make sense in a way that gives fault to the driver that was pretty much the most at fault for the collision. And this is what makes drifting really fun and exciting, is trying to pinpoint blame on who caused the collision.
Is it fun? Is it fun?
Well, it's a challenge. It's challenging, which
Right.
makes it fun ultimately, because you want to get the right answer that's intuitive to the fans, but also the right thing for what we know the drivers are going through.
Here we go, the second half of this battle. Remember, this is run 2. In the first battle, we saw the incident, both at fault. Red lights are on. Here we go. Let's extinguish them. Send it. Here we go. Love out front. Brusky in that chase position. Love initiates. Nice job by both of the drivers. Brusky fairly close in proximity. Good angle by him. Now going to that third outer zone. Now, right now, they're looking right back into the sun. So you got to imagine that chase position, the combination of the smoke and the sunlight. Brusky really aggressive in that chase position, Ryan. You can see Brusky actually lunged and then had to back off. But Ryan, that sun is right at their face. You got to think that that's going to come into play. That might have even come into play on that last battle in the contact.
Yeah, coming around that corner for sure, looking right into that sun. And through the finish line there, Brusky looked like he straightened out right at the finish line or right before it. And that may be the dagger that takes him down. Love right here, transitioning to that second outside zone. Brusky looking solid here through the inside clip. Now pushing out wide is Love. And here Brusky sees on an interesting line as he transitions and then goes to the outside zone. Now let's watch him here. Yeah, he straightens out before the finish line. Big mistake there. Now let's just talk about one other thing that's playing a role here. We know that the shared fault, but the judges will look at that run. They will judge that run as it stands up until the point of the shared fault. And now they're going to judge this second run as it stands on it by itself. So Brusky, great job up until this point. But look at this. This is devastating. On this last section right here, he unwinds it just before the finish line and is not able to complete the run.
Oh, man, that could be, like you said, the dagger, Ryan, for Brusky. Remember, the winner goes to the finals, going against Jonathan Hurst, and looks like we already have a verdict. Slide him left for Brusky, right for Josh Love, and it looks like, yep, Chris Yule gets, Josh Love, so Chris Yule goes for Love, Lontaine goes for Love, and Brian Eggert, it's an all Love. It is unanimous. Love is going to the finals. All right, here we go. The finals are here. Hashtag FDSTL. Jonathan Hurst will lead. Josh Love will give chase. Both of them initiate aggressively. Hurst, great angle from him. You see Love backpedaling just a little bit, allowing some room to transition. Into that, oh wow, Love really center punch that front clip, now transitioning through. Whoa, Love, Hurst with a major correction. Love surges back to the side of Hurst. Woo! These guys know this is for the glory of the first round of the Link Engine Management Pro 2 Championship. Round 1 of the Link ECU Pro 2 Championship.
Well, we know when drivers are trying to compete for that first place spot, they are willing to push it just a little bit harder there. And we saw some mistakes happen because of that, but it is the right thing to do. You want to stand on top of that podium. Hurst out front, fills that outside zone. He got a little bit of a late jump on the initiation. Love was able to take advantage of it, gets into that second outside zone, now wrapping into this inside clip, pushing out wide as Hurst. A little bit of reduction of angle there for Love. Love right there, just perfectly timed, but Hurst is way off that last outside zone, and Love takes advantage of it. That was a great perspective there that we saw. It really showed some fine detail in what transpired on course. Here's Hurst again. Love super tight through that inside clip and comes up a bit too short there. So there's a mistake by Love, but he had proximity, which is something of a good here, even in that position of the course. Now Hurst is supposed to get out wide here. He goes way off outside zone number 4, and Love is able to adjust to it and stay with him, following him on that line through the finish line. So we saw the mistake from We saw the mistake from Love on the inside clip, but he used it to gain proximity. And then we see Hurst with his mistake, not feeling outside zone number 4. Run number 1 is in the books, Jared. And just look at this transition right here. I mean, that is inches away from the bumper.
Yeah.
Unbelievable right there
Yeah.
by Josh Love in the chase position. And then to be able to adjust and not make contact or throw himself right into Jonathan Hurst is quite impressive as well.
Yeah, you saw Hurst wheels straighten out there, and I think he was puckering up as he thought he was going to feel a punch from that E36 in the chase position. Find himself on the podium, Jonathan Hurst. You see him slow trickle out of the gate. Clean start, here we go. Who's going to win the first round of the Link ECU Pro 2 Championship? Jonathan Hurst goes for it right to the side of Love. Now Love's gonna bring it on in. Remember, Love center punched that front clip. Ooh, Love lacked a little bit of angle. Hurst throws it in there. Now transitioning around. Hurst with a little bit of a delayed transition. Hurst, opens the door of Love. Round of applause for these two gladiators. Look at Hurst's vehicle absolutely filled in the cockpit with smoke, Ryan.
Wow, that was a fun battle to watch here in the second half. Jonathan Hurst and Josh Love duking it out here in the finals. Do we have enough here for the judges to make a result and give us a winner? Let's take a look. Here we go. Love out front this time. Hurst in the chase position, does not want to let him get away. Pretty decent start there by both drivers. Hurst super tight. I mean, really amazing on proximity and the consistency of it as well. Josh leaving outside zone 3. He was a little bit deeper there than Jonathan. Nice defensive move by Jonathan to not get stuck in that area and make contact. But look at this. Love also cuts the line pretty tight there, similar to how Jonathan did on his run. But Hurst was incredible in the chase position. I mean, really consistent and staying on Josh through the entirety of the course. And that is what drifting is all about. You can see he does hit that inside clip. We want to see these guys close together without making mistakes, and you can see that defensive move there by Hurst to know how to make that adjustment without hitting Love is just an incredible feat there. I mean, these guys certainly seem like pro-level drivers to me. It's really amazing to see as we take this third and final look.
Yeah, take a look at that. Like you said, Hurst finding that composure, just having the ability to hold back. Both of them center punch that front clip now. Now, you can see Love with the fresh air feels a little more comfortable. You see Love really locking it up. He yanks on that handbrake to get his car to massage out to that outside zone, the final outside zone. And Hurst goes for it, puts it into the side of Love, but obviously no harm, no foul. That was after the finish line. So to find out who's going to come out on top, we await for the judges. So the winner here at round 1 of the Link ECU Pro 2 Championship, round 1, slide them left for Love, right for Hurst. Chris Ewell says, anticipation mounts for our two drivers. There's a one more time from Chris Ewell. Ryan Lontaine, our Canadian judge. And oh, it's going one more time. And Brian Eggert, our final judge, does side on the side of Jonathan Hurst.
This is the hardest I've ever driven. This is the hardest and the most I've ever driven. This is the longest I've ever had a helmet on, like ever. You're killing it, bro. 3 one more times. We're on the podium, first or second place.
You need more ice in your
first
pool shirt?
Formula drift. My formula, it's broken. It's broken.
Pool shirt is?
Go. Run 1 of this one more time battle. Love, Hurst. Love wins. Here we go. Hurst or Love. We'll find out who's going to come out on top. Remember, Mata already got 3rd place. This is the finals one more time. Let's decide a victor. Make some noise. Worldwide Technology Raceway. Round 1 of the Link ECU Pro 2 Championship. And here we go. Send it, fellas. Jonathan Hurst, nice initiation. Ooh, Love gets into the dirt, transitions back. Hurst, very nimble in that G37, takes out that front clip into that 3rd outer zone. Now, both of them having trouble with this final outer zone. You can see Love pedaling back a little bit, gaining composure, and crossing the finish line. No contact was made with either driver or a wall. Looks like we got a clean full pull here from both the drivers. Now they will head back to the start line.
Both these drivers really learning a lot about each other in these battles here, and the spotters are going to play an integral role in trying to strategize. But you can see right out of the gate, Josh knows that he needs to be very tight to Jonathan Hurst and stick on him, because Hurst is an incredible chase driver. We saw that from the last battle. Hurst unwinds a little bit of angle there. Josh and these guys coming into this final corner, this time much cleaner. Hurst goes out wide, and Josh Love follows him there right to the edge of the track, and Josh Love pushes just a little bit too hard, but he's able to get back on it. It has a good save. You can see he loses that line from Hurst for a second. That's where Hurst just had a little tiny unwinding of the angle that he had committed to. Then he e-brake pulls into that final section, and this time he fills that zone nicely with Josh Love towing up the rear end, Jared. So a great first run with Josh Love. It's pretty close.
Which way is the needle going? Which way is the needle going? What do you think?
The needle's kind of in the middle for me, except for I think Jonathan had just a slight advantage there looking at the lead driver goals compared to the chase driver goals.
Just for the sake of argument, I'm just going to say I think Josh Love has a slight advantage. We'll find out.
Making claims.
Making claims. That's what we do. Claims! Here we go. Who's going to claim the victory? Love with massive angle there. But like you said, Hurst in that chase position does a good job. He tucks in. And Hurst does make a slight mistake there. Now here they come into that final outside zone. How are they going to manage? Love does a good job, but Hurst slides on in. Oh man, Ryan, do we have a winner, or are we going one more time? We're doing it in the dark.
Well, Hurst did get pinched off in that first inside clip area, and that can be a pretty noticeable mistake for the judges. Let's take a look as Josh Love slingshots out of the start line into that initiation point. Hurst is on a tighter line there as well. Didn't follow him into the outside zone, so a secondary mistake there. He also misses that second outside zone and then comes up tight there. So this is not the chase run that we're used to seeing from Jonathan Hurst. And you said the needle was going in Josh Love's direction, and it looks like with that lead run, he may have done a good enough job given the mistakes of Hurst in the chase position. Remember, the mistakes that we saw from Josh Love in the chase was he dropped that tire, he had a little bit of angle loss, but overall, he kept great proximity and no major noticeable mistakes. So was this enough to push it into the Josh Love camp?
So, from what I understand, we do have a winner. We'll bring him down. Now, your winner here at round 1 of the Link Engine Management Pro 2 Championship here at Worldwide Technologies Raceway. On Achilles tires, the official tire of Pro 2, the winner is Josh Love. Josh Love gets the victory here in St. Louis, and that means second place goes to Jonathan Hurst. Jonathan Hurst, second place here in St. Louis. Congratulations.
And the final highlights here of the day. Taking a look as we wrap this baby up, Josh Love and Jonathan Hurst going back and forth, a one more time battle. Hurst looked like he had the advantage. The chase run was on point, but Josh Love, as he has had throughout the majority of this competition, the consistency and the tenacity to find a way to win. And right there, that transition, avoiding contact, was an example of the car control needed to force that one more time after that very dominant chase run by Jonathan Hurst. In the second battle, Jonathan had a few mistakes and Josh Love capitalized on it. He was able to have an incredible lead run, as you see here. Hurst pushing very hard, and it did cost him as he gets choked up on this inside clip here. And Josh Love is able to move forward to the end position, getting a unanimous victory here in St. Louis at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Definitely love it. Again, we can jam out on some Sugaree or some Grateful Dead later, because I'm stoked to learn that he's a deadhead, such as myself. Piling that, a BMW, love the vehicle, the E36. Your winner here, round 1 of the Link Engine Management Pro 2 Championship. It is you, Josh Lowe! Hold on right there, Josh.
What's up?
Your first Pro 2 competition. You're up here. You said, let's play Sugaree after this. Super stoked for you. In your maiden voyage, you're on top of the box, man. And you went all the way from 32. You had the most one more times. A lot of battle, a lot of attrition to hold it together, and you put it all together, man.
That was the longest I've ever been in a car, ever. Besides the drive here. But that was the longest I've ever worn a helmet. I think that was the longest my crew's ever worked. Like, that was just an insane day. The one more time to Dimitri and with Jonathan, that was icing on the cake.
And I pardon my ignorance, what are you running under the hood engine-wise?
Vortech LS3.
Sweet. So there you go, just putting it all together. And again, Royal Purple run through your veins. You got contingency. You're now leading the points championship. You got to be thinking on your rookie Pro 2 championship season. You got to start thinking about the overall championship.
Absolutely. I can't believe that we made it here. My team worked their butts off this weekend.
Yeah, that's right. It's a family show.
Yeah, I know. Just can't believe it. I mean, it's amazing. Dream come true.
How did the Achilles tires perform out there for you and all the drivers?
Excellent, excellent, excellent. This is the first weekend I've ever actually driven on them. So we had a lot of help from other drivers. Shout out Rome, helping us with our setup. Just got it dialed in practice, and can't believe it, man.
Yeah, stoked that Rome could even be here, man, after everything
Absolutely.
he's endured. So,
Absolutely.
All right, well, get on up there. Josh Love, your winner here. Link Engine Management Pro 2 Championship. The Big Duck Club, again, one big duck or 100? One big, I got a man, that thing won't fit me. It looks like a yarmulke on my head. There it is. 1, 2, and 3. Love Hurst Mata, 1, 2, and 3. Round 1 of the Link Engine Management Pro 2 Championship in the books. Here at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Go! Boom and Rahimi.
1.
Jonathan Cashhurst. Dyer Shahara.
3.
Matt Field.
4.
Chelsea Genova.
5.
Vaughn Gibbs Jr.
6.
Josh Love.
7.
Get that one. Rome Charpentier.
8.
Josh Robinson.
9.
Dylan Hughes.
10.
Christopher Forsberg.
11.
How many seconds are we at?
8 seconds left.
Hard ass game.
5 seconds. Look to the right.
2 seconds.
Trenton Beecham.
Time. He's not here.
He's not here.
Buckled in. You got to buckle. 1, 2, 3, go. 2 feet on the ground counts us out. All right. I think you have the high score. No, like that. I don't know. Didn't give it to you.
Whatever.
I think he's got the high score. I think you're Bop It champion right now. What's going on? All right, man. Appreciate it. Oh, we probably should have done that.